Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to What's the 504. I am your host, Christy B. If you are new to the channel, welcome to my channel. And if you are returning, welcome back. So today I just have a very short update on the Orrin and Orson West case. Of course, this is concerning Jacqueline West and Trezell West. So there was a news clip from 2 days ago, since it's been about roughly 52 days, I believe, since Orrin and Orson West have gone missing, or have been reported missing. Let me rephrase that. So apparently the judge over this case, I suppose, over the foster child case or foster care system case, is going to be deciding on whether the other kids can be returned back to Jacqueline and Trezell West's home. So from what I read, this is a little bit confusing. So we know that there were a total of 6 kids that were living in the home, which was Orrin and Orson West. Of course, they reported missing on December 21st. They were 3 and 4 years old. So, but there were 4 other children. Now, previously, it was being reported that it was 2 biological kids and 2 foster kids. But from what I'm reading in this news article, they're saying it's 2 biological kids and 2 adopted kids. So I'm confused by that, because all throughout this, all the information has been alluding to 2 adopted kids, 2 biological kids, and then 2 foster kids. Orrin and Orson West were the 2 adopted children, and the other 2 were foster, and then the other 2 were the biologicals of Trezell and Jacqueline West. But now in this article, they're reporting it as two adopted kids and 2 biological kids, which would mean that Jacqueline and Trezell West would have had 4 adoptive children and 2 biological kids. So I'm a little confused. I don't know if that's a typo with the person that did the article or what. But anyway, so apparently a judge is set to rule in the case and deciding whether the other 4 children can be returned back to their home or back to the I won't say biological if the other 2 adopted, but back to the parents, which is Jacqueline and Trezell West. And then they had a CPS employee, which was kind of giving like a general outline of what is required for the parents to, or like what the process is for parents to try to get their children back. So the representative stated it can be roughly about 4 months of like a parenting plan or some type of plan that the judge lays out and says, okay, this is what you need to do and these are the steps that you need to take. And then we'll review this, and then we'll let you know if you can have the kids back, but you must complete this process, right? So she said that can take up to about 4 months, and just kind of depending on the parents' progress within that 4 months, they can decide to maybe extend that time frame or whatnot. But I am curious to see, what are they going to decide in this case? Because are they actually able to prove that there was some level of harm or danger, that came to the children? We have Orrin and Orson West missing, but thus far, we've been told that they haven't really found any adequate evidence to state whether, there was any harm done, as far as at least by the Trezell and Jacqueline West. So I am curious to see how this is going to go in the courtroom if technically police have not even considered them suspects. They said that they had persons of interest, but nobody's been named a suspect. No names have been given. So I am curious to see, how is this going to go, and how are they able to now start, the case isn't even resolved yet, and the judge is already supposed to be reviewing whether it's okay to send the other kids back to the home. So I'm kind of confused by that. Another thing I'm confused about is, so about a week ago, maybe a little bit longer, the California City Police Department flew drones over the home that's in California City, over the yard. But I don't understand the purpose in that, because he stated on countless occasions that they have checked everywhere in that home. They've dug up the ground. They brought cadaver dogs and scent dogs and all this other stuff. They've cleaned. He says they've been back and forth to the house at least 3 or 4 times, searching and checking and all of these things. So I really don't understand the reason for having drones fly over and take pictures. I don't understand what purpose that's serving. Why do we keep going back to the same home if we haven't found any adequate evidence to even say that these children are there? There's no DNA. There's no blood, no anything like that would lead us to believe that they're there in that home. I mean, based off of what Chief Walker said, they have searched that home up and down, left and right, whatever. They've looked everywhere they can possibly check, and the kids aren't there, even digging up some holes in the ground and stuff. So why are we still looking at this house only? What is being done about the Bakersfield home? Like, I haven't heard anything about any searches done at any of the Bakersfield prior residence that they were at in the apartment complex that they lived in prior to that, or at the West property, any of their family, the maybe the grandparents' home where the kids went, on a regular basis, is my understanding. So I don't really understand, why do we keep going back to the same house? We've already, based on what the chief has said previously in several interviews with the news stations, that they have checked there multiple times. So why are we even going back? Why aren't we flying drones and pictures over in Bakersfield? And if the Bakersfield Police Department is working in connection with California City Police Department, why hasn't the Bakersfield Police Department had a drone flown over? Because my understanding was that they have way more resources over there, and I guess and more manpower, a bigger staff of police that can assist. So I'm ready for some clarity on that. Like, why, I don't get why they keep going back to their house. I don't know if it's just like to show, to make it seem like they're doing more. It's just like, okay, every time everything gets beefed up and people start talking about it again, okay, well, let's go over here and make it look like we're doing something. Let's go over here and fly some drones. Like, it's just really, I don't understand what the point is, keep going back to the same house. If you didn't find what you were supposed to find, and you haven't actually caution taped it off as like an investigative scene, because I mean, people, the West still have access to go in and out the house, so it's not even considered like an investigation scene. Like, it's not blocked off or anything like that from what I've seen, and vigils and people going to the property. So I don't really understand. I just don't understand, because even whatever you find at this point could be something that was put there after, because you don't even have it closed off to where nobody can enter this property. Even the family members still have access to the property. So anything you find at this point, to me, it could be considered, I don't know, non-admissible, because you have people come into the property and stuff. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, there's not enough being done to me as far as the Bakersfield and the prior residences, that, the prior residents that they were living at before. I would think that would be where I would check. If they're not here at the new home, then let's check where they were at before and see if there's anything suspicious over there. But I don't hear anything about that being done. The last clip I had about Bakersfield was like from a month ago, where the chief over there had said that they were helping to work on the case, but I haven't pulled up any information since then that shows any information that Bakersfield is doing. Like, I don't know. I'm just not clear on that, you guys. And I am still working on that information about the reward money. I did call the police department, so I am just waiting on a callback about that. So hopefully I can get some information for you guys on how the reward money situation works, because I have tried Googling it, and there is really not much information to actually tell you what the process is. I am trying to confirm, what is the process when people, when they come out and say, hey, we have, like, now it's up to 120K. For reward money, how does that work? Is this just people calling and pledging, saying, hey, I promise to pay this if the boys are found, or people actually having to put up this money like in a bond or something to hold for this case for a certain length of time? Like, this, I have some questions about that, and I haven't been able to find much of anything on Google at all about like how that process works. It's just, simple stuff like, oh, just putting reward money out there really help with a case. That's about the only thing I could find. I could not find like, okay, if someone offers rewards money, this is what they have to do, and this is how this works, and then it's in here for a certain time frame, and if the people are not found, then this money is returned back to the pledger. Or like, there's no information on that process. So keep my fingers crossed that somebody calls me back and I can actually give you guys a video on that, because I am curious myself as to how that process works, really. So okay, you guys, and that is all I have for you for now. Okay, in case I haven't mentioned it, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you got some value out of this video. And yeah, thank you for checking out my channel again, and I will try to keep you guys posted on whatever information I could find. Okay, and I will see you guys in the next video. Smooches.